asking your sister.
Huh?
I'm asking your sister.
We should get it any second. It takes a second, but we are
Okay.
live. And it is really frustrating that we are late. I apologize that we're late, but I'm pretty sure we are live. Can you tell me? Yeah, we're live right now. Tell me if the audio is any good. Nikki, say hello.
Hello, I'm texting
Stop looking
Maddie.
at your phone.
No, Maddie.
You are looking at your phone.
I was.
Marty
I was.
having a very
I'm
frustrating
sorry.
night.
I'm sorry.
No, it's not your fault. I need Mike K.
You do need my K.
Because everything went wrong today.
I know. And
He
you
can
were
figure
so excited to get your partial man cave done for tonight.
I'm very excited to get the man cave done.
And we're going to have our guest back again. So
I'm not having him back again.
So he can fully experience the man cave once it's complete.
So tonight we're drinking White Claw and Glenlivet Scotch.
That's right.
Because this is a man cave.
Because you fancy and I'm not.
You know what? No, just show them a little bit of the man cave. This is my area. I only have one area in the house, and we're not done yet.
No, we're not done.
Just pan around a little bit. All right, there's my jukebox, which I didn't plug in because I was worried about the bright light from the light.
Sure, those make
and
sense.
the jukebox is wired in. Noah's panning over. This is where the Super Bowl party used to be.
That's right. Used to be.
Used to be before the pandemic, before we had to shut everything down.
Pre-COVID was 100.
Dr. Fauci said you only got 10 people at your house for 2 goddamn years. And then you see over here you see our arcade games, which look at this is a serious man cave, by the way.
Yeah, yeah.
And soon I know what I'm going to add. You know what I'm going to add. You don't know.
No.
Look, swing all the way over.
Well, you're
Vicky
adding your dartboard over there.
Our dartboard's going to go over there.
Yeah.
Don't show our guest yet, though, Noah. Be careful not to show the guest. That's where the dartboard's going, right there under that window.
Yeah.
That area. And all that trim is out because we did it. That's my signed, autographed
Bruce Springsteen guitar.
Bruce Springsteen
that I got
guitar.
you.
It's my only way left thing here in the basement. But this is the new podcast studio / man cave.
Right. We're going to make a real podcast studio, not a...
folding table.
Yes, a
I'm
folding
ordering
table
a
and
poker
chairs.
table.
Yeah, well, you got the poker chips and the cards.
We have the chips. We need the table.
Yeah, we need the table now.
We had a great week the other day. Last week was a great week.
Yeah.
So much done. Big news for those of you that know that we did this. The
Big news.
Big news. We ordered. Can we tell them?
Yeah.
We ordered furniture.
Furniture.
We're going to be adults.
We walked in to Raymore. Yeah, those that have been following, we have been agonizing for months, and which is
We've
ridiculous.
had no furniture for 10 months.
Right, and did I tell you? I didn't tell you what the girls said.
Yeah.
So the older girls, I said to them, listen, we went out and we bought furniture, and both of them were like, no, we like the chairs. Don't buy furniture. The house looks so clean without furniture.
It does. It does. But I'm not even going to live upstairs anymore.
No, that would be nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's not nice at
That
all.
would be nice.
I got a Lord of the Rings pinball machine.
Yeah.
2 video games.
You have a bathroom with a shower, so you
There's
need
a shower.
You never need to pop up.
I have a bar, a refrigerator.
Yeah.
There's only one thing I'm missing down here, and you know I'm going to add it.
A coffee pot.
Our coffee pot.
Coffee pot.
Because scotch and coffee is what I'm all about. But I love it down here. And this is going to be completely my domain.
Yeah.
I'm going to have guests over. We're going to shoot in the backyard.
No, you're not going to shoot.
What the hell we're not?
You're not
Don't
doing
tell me
that.
what I'm not doing, woman. I'm shooting in the backyard if I want to.
Yeah.
So we ordered furniture.
Yeah.
What else did we do? We had a lot of cats. He scored a hook shot in basketball.
It was awesome. It was awesome. Very
Crazy. 10-foot. Boom.
Yeah. Very.
What else did we do?
Well, Maddie and Tabby were home this past weekend.
A very nice visit.
And we did. We had a really great visit. And for those that have been following, we had talked about the big fight we had the last time with the Connect 4 tournament. So on Sunday, we're having a really nice family breakfast. And Vinny says, let's pull out the Connect 4 and start playing some games. And Maddie said, no. We're having such a nice time. I don't want this to be a big blow up with the Connect 4. So really, it's ridiculous that we cannot play Connect 4 in our household
we can't.
without it becoming some competitive, crazy fight.
Yeah. And I would say something else. We're staying above the fray that is the internet. All the negativity, We're staying above it. Like, we're not doing anything about all the, right?
No.
The internet's so negative.
It is very negative. It's a negative place.
And I'm a positive person, even though negative things happen around me. One of the pictures that I was dying to show tonight, I couldn't show up. I was at a red light in Hazlitt. So many New Yorkers moved into this area. And I love you, New Yorkers. I love you. All right? You seriously need to take a class on how to drive in New Jersey and stop bitching about the food. Did we talk about this?
No, we have not. So
they're on Facebook saying, go ahead.
In our town Facebook page, there was a post by someone that just moved here and said, there's no good food here. There's no good food. Where can I find good food? I moved from New York and I hate the food. Yeah. And then it was just literally a string of comments of, no, you have to go back to New York for good food. We don't like the food here either. There's no good food. And then finally someone from our town wrote, I know it's irrational, but I'm a little offended. And it made me crack up because I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, you knew what you were getting into when you moved here, and I like the food here.
That's the thing. Like, you want to move to like Florida.
I would like to move south. Because I hate the winter.
Well, you hate the winter, and you think the people are nicer there.
Well, honestly, we have traveled, not extensively, but we travel a lot to Michigan to see our kids, and we do go out west once a year. And you leave anywhere from the tri-state area, anywhere in the country, and you're greeted at the other airports like, hi, how can I help you?
LA is not nice.
Well, okay. Well, maybe not LA, but
LA and New York are nastiness.
Right. But you go to Newark, you could ask anything. Hi, where should I go? They give you side eye. They snap at you. It doesn't matter. And
when I took Tabby to Texas,
right,
and we landed in Austin, and we get off we get our luggage.
Yeah.
And there's a guy, and he goes, can I help you guys find your rental car? And I'm so from New Jersey, I'm like, what's this guy's angle? Like, right. That's my first thought. And then all he does is he's like, no, I'm going to help you. And we get in a car. He takes my luggage. I'm sure I'm going to get knocked off. Mm-hmm. And he drives us to the rental car.
Yeah.
And then he gets out, and he's like, hey, Charlie, these folks are from Jersey. They need a rental car. I couldn't believe it.
Man.
I couldn't believe it. And you know it's bad because our 9-year-old, when we went, Cassie and I missed a flight in Newark.
Yeah, you did.
And we had to take a train to Philly. Mm-hmm. And then from Philly to Ann Arbor.
Right.
Or wherever we were going. I don't even know where we were going. It doesn't matter. But when we missed all that, right, we got to Philly, there was some very nice people.
Yeah.
And Cassie, at 9 years old, turned to me and goes, when you get out of New Jersey, everyone gets nicer.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. I love New Jersey. I love where we live. I don't like the taxes.
No.
I hate the taxes.
Who could possibly like the taxes?
But it's also, like, if I move to Florida, or we move to Florida.
Yeah, I mean, that would be weird. I mean, are you taking just your man cave to Florida? Like, dude, what is that?
Yeah, you can't have a man cave in Florida. No basements.
No.
But if we move to Florida, I'm not going to go to Florida, move in and go, all right, start changing shit, making it like
like I wouldn't move to Florida. Like here, admittedly so, I might tailgate. So, but if I'm going there where they drive slower, I've got to know tailgating is not welcomed.
Right. You move to an area because you like the area. If you got relocated because of work, tough shit.
Yeah.
Acclimate. All right? Acclimate.
Yeah.
And here's what happens. I'm at the light, and the light turns green, and there's a car in front of me, and the car will not move. The car's just sitting there. And in my head, I'm like, all right, I don't know if there's a different shade of green in New York. I don't know what the situation is. And then I read the bumper sticker, and it says, waiting for the Lord Jesus to return. And I'm hanging my head at the window going, he ain't coming to the light. He's not going to go. Because
I will say, you're not so angelic in these situations.
Wait.
You're because I've seen it. Literally, the light will turn green, and it's a millisecond, and you're honking your horn like an ass. Like, move it.
All right, wait. Everyone knows. And if you don't know, please pay close attention. You're at a light. You should be monitoring the lights on the side. You should see their yellow light Now you know they're being told stop. That's just like the starter guy going ready, set, and when the light goes green, you should go.
To be part of the problem.
Huh? No. You should
I think
monitor.
you're part of the problem, Vincent.
No. First of all, you're a horrific driver, but you're good at the light.
Yeah, well, I pay attention.
But I'm good at everything. I'm monitoring the sides. Mm-hmm. Okay, I monitor everything. And when you're at a light, you should be looking. You should not be your face in the phone. Even if at a light, I'm on TikTok, which is a common problem I have.
Yeah,
because TikTok is great. Whatever the Chinese did with the TikTok, I love the TikTok. And anyway, even if I'm on my TikTok, I'm looking. I got the TikTok, the side peripherals. I know the jackass to my right. I know the woman. I know everything, because I'm in command of a motor vehicle.
Sure.
Now, I think because New Yorkers don't drive that much, they just don't know how. And they come here and they've made our traffic significantly worse.
Well, our town has had a huge influx of people that have
And I
moved in
love
from
you, New Yorkers. Yeah. You New Yorkers, come to the Stress Factory and drop some coin. Okay, and ask me. Just come to me after the show, before the show. Hey, Vinny, what should I do at a red light? And I will tell you.
Sure. Well, you used to have a piece like that, and then about people before Easy Pass. You used to have a piece where it made you crazy at the toll roads because you felt that people should have the exact change ready at all times.
Thank you for bringing that up. Listen to me. Easy Pass. It's all in the name. Easy Pass. Go. Just go. All right. The people that slow down at Easy Pass, why did you get it? I don't understand. You're supposed to fucking go.
Yeah.
And when you stop, I don't mean to curse, but it irritates me so bad.
Yeah.
Or the people that hide their Easy Pass in their glove box. Okay? Because what? Because someone's going to break into your car and steal the toll at the Holland Tunnel. It is the dumbest.
I don't know, honey. I don't think you're going to acclimate very well to Florida.
I don't want to go to Florida.
The more we're talking, I just don't think. I don't know. Maybe you're rooted right where you need to be.
No, you know where I need to be.
Yes, you want to move out west.
Montana.
Yeah, we have. Listen, we are not. Unfortunately, we're not in the socioeconomic bracket of what we want in life.
I could be if you stop spending money.
Yeah.
I could afford Montana.
Yeah. So
you spend so much.
All right. So it's 8:22. We have to get our guest on.
Wait. First thing, he has to go do another podcast.
Yes, he does.
All right. But let me just say this. All right. The podcast you're going to do, it doesn't matter how late you are. He's going to be later. He's going to do Godfrey's podcast.
I know. Okay? It's so exciting. And he's blowing up as a comic.
This guy is.
Yes.
I know he is.
Yes,
he's
blowing up.
It annoys me.
Blowing up.
It annoys the day.
I've been following his career on Facebook.
I think we're part of his career.
No, yes. I mean, at the beginning, yes. But he's blowing up.
We're going to find out because I want to know.
Yeah.
But before you go, so Thursday night, Vicky Vinny Live.
That's correct.
We want you there.
Yeah.
Eric McMahon.
I'm so excited.
I'm excited, right?
Teachers come out. He's a teacher. He's a teacher.
He's a teacher. He's a comic.
Yeah. He was an engineer. He's a jack
candle maker. Are you answering people on Facebook Live now?
A little bit.
Huh?
I'll
Noah.
answer. Yeah, I'll answer people.
You're going to help them now?
Yep.
We have Noah, our social media manager here, for the first of the lives. And by the way, if you're watching us on anything other than the New Brunswick page, get to the New Brunswick page.
Yeah, I have to tell my mom every week. Every week my mom's like, I know I was on the wrong page. I'm like, Ma, stop watching on the wrong page.
It's really aggravating.
But she's with a whole host of other people that keep watching on the wrong pages.
And here are some guests that are coming up. Aaron McGuire.
Yes, very excited.
Will be next Tuesday's guest. And we're going to pre-record that.
We have to pre-record that because you'll be in Reno.
I'll be in Reno.
Yeah.
I'm doing Reno, Nevada.
Yeah.
You know, this is my first road gig, I think, since before Maddie was born.
No, you've done road gigs.
Not a week. No. The last road gig. Oh, wait a minute.
No, you went on tour with Brewer, dude.
I did Austin, Texas.
No, you also went on tour with Brewer for a while.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's my first road gig in a long time.
Yeah.
When I did Austin, it's a funny story because I got to Austin and I'm like, I got to love downtown Austin. But at that point in time, the club was on the outskirts.
Yeah.
And I was on this like massive 32-lane highway. And I called you on day 2 and said, I'm coming home.
Yeah, you were a baby.
And Vicky had to talk me off the shelf. She said, you get off the ledge. You can't. I go, no, I don't care. I'm never coming here again. I don't care. And I did the shows. I did not love the club at that time.
Right.
But I don't travel well because I need my family around me.
You need people to carry your shit. Get you ready, get your coffee, pack your bags.
But I also need you around. I like spending time with you.
Yeah. So we got to get our guests
We're
on.
going to get our guest on.
Chatty Cathy.
I always do. I always tell everybody. And I'm waiting for the day for you to say it to me first.
All right. Well, our anniversary is coming up. You wait
Oh,
for
my
that.
God.
You wait for that.
I tell Vicky I'm going to tell our guest. I tell Vicky on the podcast every week, I love her. And she says, yeah, right back at you. I think it's a shitty way.
You keep it
So
there.
I'm going to read.
Yeah.
Do you want to read this?
I'll
You read the credits for me.
No. You read them. You're
I
better
love
at that.
these credits.
Yeah. So
I love these credits. This is the greatest bio in the history of stand-up entertainment. I'm so happy. All right. So you want to sit here for a minute, or do you want to jump out?
I want to hear why you do the credits, and then I'll jump out when he comes over.
All right. So this is the bio. Vishnu Vaka is an up-and-coming comic performing all over New Jersey and New York. Originally from India, he went through 14 schools.
No way. I did not know that.
By the time he was in 5th grade, his parents are awful. He moved to the U.S. as a teenager. But kept his accent as he loves it. That cracks me up.
Yeah. That is.
Okay. He got fat and became an American citizen in that order, which I love. Vishnu wants everyone to be happy and laughing all the time. Vishnu is doing his part by being the best damn comedian on the land. He's also an extremely good-looking man. He believes people who take themselves seriously are nincompoops.
I love that. That's the best bio. Best bio ever.
And I have to tell you something. And then he wrote, they're back and forth because he's doing our club March 16th.
Right.
Vinny, I can't believe you took away the part. He's also an extremely good-looking man. We can make it, even his English in his text is bad.
Yeah.
And then he wrote, we can make it second best-looking man after Vinny Brand.
Oh, that's nice.
I love this guy. Please welcome to the Tuesday Night Live, our good friend Vishnu Vaka. See you, Vic. Bye. Hey, Noah, are we doing okay so far?
Thank you, Vicky.
No, are we doing okay or no? Yes. Sit down, Vishnu. Thank you for joining us.
Nice
and our podcast is much easier than Godfrey's. You got to get up on that mic. And don't be afraid. Vicky is vaccinated, and she does not have the COVID. Did you have COVID yet?
No, I had 3 vaccines. I got 1, 2, 3.
So you're good.
I should be good.
And you have not had the vaccine or the virus.
I'm not sure. I might have I got really sick on the February of 2020. Really sick, entire family, all of us, before we even knew there was COVID.
I think that happened to a lot of people.
Yeah.
I think you had COVID.
Yeah, I think so too, because I couldn't breathe for a couple of days. My son couldn't breathe for a day. It was just very hard to breathe.
You want to know something? I think my aunt, who passed away in October, Vicky, of 19, I think she had COVID.
She could be.
Because she went to the hospital.
Yeah.
She was sick. She got better. She was up talking. Everything was fine.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden, she took a wicked turn for the worst. They intubated her, and she died.
Oh, yeah.
And she was older. She was 86, Vicky? Yeah, 89. And, but a tough, bright, vibrant woman. And I think back on it, and I think, you had COVID. And one of the kids I coached in soccer, her sister was vaping and got super sick. All the symptoms. What's that?
Speak up. Okay.
You need him to talk louder, right?
Okay.
It's unbelievable. I can't understand. The whole Indian culture does that. They whisper. That's how they're going to take over the world. They whisper, and people are nervous to say, what did you say? So we acquiesce to their demands, and then India's going to take over. So I think my aunt ended up getting COVID.
I think so, because if you look at how inflation and stuff like that, they say it's coming, but you already have it. Right now, they're inflation is coming.
What's coming?
Inflation.
Inflation, yes.
Yeah. And usually by the time they say it's here, it's been here.
Right.
And I think that's the same with diseases too. By the time they figure out it's
Yeah.
You know? Like we already had bunch.
And they won't tell you after the fact
Yeah.
because it makes them look bad.
Yeah, yeah, and they think they're somehow protecting you, but they're not. They're just making things worse.
I agree. So let me ask you now. I'm going to talk a little bit about you because was your first set at the Stress Factory?
My first set was at another club, but
What club?
at Catch.
At Catch in Princeton.
Yeah, Mike Tomasino. I used to hang out there, and he used to give me guest spots and stuff like that.
But you weren't even a working comic.
I wasn't a working comic. But my
So-
first working set is at Stress, and it's also my favorite club. Like, I was like, when I walked in, I was like, wow.
What's your favorite club? Catch?
Stress?
Stress Factory.
Stress Factory.
Thank you very much. For a minute there, I thought my guest was about to leave the podcast forever.
And I wanted to say something. You know, earlier Vicky was talking about food, and I wanted to let the New Yorkers know, if you're looking for good food, go to Stress.
Thank you.
You know, it's got
We
good
try
food,
very hard.
good comics. I mean, there's no other place. You get both. You get everything. So
That's really nice. And I think that what's fun about you and Ken Krantz and a couple others
I love Ken
that are
Krantz.
coming up is that they spent a lot of time on our stage. And I think we've tried to create.
you have, and I mean, I love. That's what I love about Stress. Like, like every comic that comes there has a good experience. Like you have space for comics to hang out in, and then like even like when I got guest spots, like you are so kind, and Ali, helped me get the guest spot.
Yeah.
In fact, Ali and Stress helped me become a career comedian because Ali is the one who introduced me to Josh Blue, and Josh Blue started taking me on the road.
Is that right?
Yeah,
I did not know that.
Yeah, she was hosting, and she was like, "Hey, you want to do 5 minutes? I can give you 5 minutes as a guest spot." And I did 5 minutes, and Josh was like, "Hey, you're really funny, and I'm always looking for comics." And I was like, and then he's like, "When you think you're ready, like hit me up." And I kind of started following him, like going and visiting him.
I love that story. And Josh hasn't been there in a while. No, can they hear him? Because you can turn him up at the board as well.
I can raise
if
my
you can
voice,
follow
yeah.
his mic cord over and turn him up if he's too soft. Just don't turn me up because they can hear me without my mic.
No, I'll
So-
make it louder. Yeah, I'll speak louder. Yeah.
Now, Vishnu, if you don't mind, so how old were you when you started comedy?
I was I started when I was 22. I did my first set at in the city. I didn't know I was doing comedy. I went there because I was working for a film. I was in film school, and
You went to film school.
I went to film school.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, I went to film
How come you
school.
didn't put me in your movies?
Well, I stopped and I kind of focused more on comedy. I even wrote for a few films in India.
You have to get back to film
Yeah,
as part of your entertainment
I will. Yeah,
and put me in everything you do.
of course, of course. I'm not going to do any movie without Vinnie Brand.
So I don't know how to start. I can guest star. I'm fine. So you start doing stand-up at 22?
Yeah, I did stand up at 22, and then I took a break because I was scared. Like, I was worried about my accent. I was like, I did open mics, and I was like, maybe people are not going to like. I mean, they might not understand me. Like, that was my biggest thing. Like, I grew up telling stories. Even in India, that was my thing. Like, I always like if a teacher doesn't show up, principal would call me and send me to that class to go tell some stories.
So wait a minute. You moved from India at what age?
I was 14 in my
14.
11th grade. Yeah,
You were already telling stories.
I was already telling stories. I just didn't know I could make a career out of it. My parents, everyone is like making fun of me. Like, you tell stories, and it's not going to help you with your career. Because my grades aren't good, but people like me because I tell funny stories.
Right.
And
I first of all, I'm deaf, so I could never hear you.
I know.
And what I did is, I do what a lot of guys don't. It's not your accent; it's the
Yeah.
fact that I can't hear anything.
I know. I did
So
not know that before. Yeah,
I
like
watch you on stage and I look at the audience, and I go, "All right, they're laughing," and your accent. Now that I can hear you a little bit
Yeah.
with my new hearing aids, your accent it's not that hard because you articulate everything right.
Yeah.
I have more trouble that you're a soft talker.
Yeah, I need to work on that. I've been shy. It's just like, I've been an outsider most of my life. So I'm always worried
You're
about
what most of your life?
outsider. Outsider.
An outsider.
Yeah, an outsider.
Why?
Because even in India, India is like every state is like a country in Europe. Like they have their own language, they have their own script. And my dad was kind of trying to figure out his own life. So we were.
What does he do?
He's a doctor, but he was working for the government. And in India, they move you a lot because, also he was working in very rural places. And one of his jobs was to vaccinate tribal people because they live in the forest, and they
live in the forest.
They live in the forest, just
your
like
parents live in the forest.
Not my parents, but like he was. My dad was treating tribal people that live in the forest.
What do you mean they live in the forest?
Like back how Indians, Native Americans used to live, they literally, there are tribes in Indian forests that they don't want to live outside with regular people. They have their own tribe, and they live there. And
they have electricity?
They don't, and they live off the forest.
Wow!
Yeah, Still today, and they come out and they sell their the forest products. Like they make handmade stuff, or like they get like honey and stuff. And the problem they were having earlier was that every time they come out of and interact with regular people, they were getting diseases, infectious,
right.
and
bringing them back.
Yeah, bringing them back, and they
and wiping out the people in the forest.
Yeah, and so one of the jobs my dad had was to vaccinate them. He would go and talk to them and convince them to get vaccinated, and then he would give vaccinations to them.
And they don't want the vaccine.
They like the chiefs, like people that understood like the problem, they would know. But like when you talk to like the actual people, they associate, like one of the stories my dad told me was like, they associate him with the needle. This guy is going to come and stick us with a needle, so they try to run away. Like they literally have to chase them down and convince them, and then like give them vaccination.
That's amazing. Do your parents still live in India?
No. My dad moved here when I was 14.
Oh, so your dad? Oh, right. I'm sorry. I apologize. Is he a doctor here?
Yeah. Now he had to take the exams, and then.
Is he disappointed you're a comic?
No, he would have, but like I also got my MBA in business.
But what did you study in college? I'm sorry. I'm bouncing.
I did my undergrad in computer science.
Right, so they're not disappointed. Like my parents are proud that I'm a comic. They're dead now.
Yeah.
But because they knew that my career choices weren't, I didn't have great career choices. Yeah. So a comic, what?
Okay, yeah, I'll talk up louder, yeah.
Yeah, I can't hear a goddamn thing he's saying. That's why I'm trying to carry the conversation.
Okay, I'll get louder, yeah.
So here's the thing.
Yeah.
Like my parents were thrilled, like, oh God, he did something.
Yeah.
But you were an engineer.
Well, my parents weren't really. One of the reasons my parents moved to America was me, because
they moved here because of you.
Yeah, because I wasn't a good student, and we are considered upper caste in India.
You got money.
Well, we don't have money, but we are considered upper caste because my grandparents, my grandfather.
Okay, wait a second, wait. What I smell is bullshit. Yeah. No one's upper class without money.
No, upper caste.
Upper caste.
Yeah. So what happened in India since independence is they wanted to give opportunities to the lower caste who were kind of, so our constitution is written by a lower caste person.
Right.
And they have all these like 90% reservations for lower caste people. So unless you are really like extremely good academically, you're not going to get into good colleges that are good scholarships. And which means my parents will have to pay a lot of money to help me get a degree. And which means my dad wasn't doing that well financially. So when he got an opportunity to move to America, he's like, let's go there because, there if I could become a doctor,
right.
we could have
he
a
was a
life.
Doctor there.
He was a doctor.
He comes here. Did he have to get licensed here?
Yeah, he had to basically pass all the final exams the regular people pass, and he struggled because he moved here when he's in his 40s.
So let me ask you, and I'm sorry, I find this fascinating. First of all, I want you to look a little bit
Okay.
there when you talk.
Yeah.
Because no one inside
I'm
the
like
other
a newbie
cameras.
here. Yeah.
Now,
sorry.
next time you're here, there'll be cross cameras. You can look at me and we'll still get your face.
Yeah.
So you're considered upper caste,
Yeah.
right? Your father wants you to have an even better opportunity.
Well, he basically, if I was in India, I was kind of screwed.
You were what?
I would be screwed because I don't have a good education. Like I won't get into good colleges.
Where'd you go to college here?
Here I went to Ohio State.
Ohio State? Is that an accredited school?
Yeah. I should have worn my Ohio State, shirt.
You should have. I'm so shocked. When you walked in, I said, this son of a bitch is going to bring his ridiculous Buckeye shit here. So you went to Ohio State.
Yeah.
And your father moved here because he wanted you to have an opportunity.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And when you're in India, this is some really dumb American question.
Yeah.
You're in India.
Yeah.
They know about Edison, right?
Now they do. Now they do. But
nowadays, if you go to India and you say, I'm moving to America, do they say Edison, New Jersey?
No. Now everyone is moving to Texas.
The Indians are moving to Texas?
Oh, yeah. Texas is like...
Why? Better opportunity?
Better opportunities and more IT companies are moving there.
Right.
And,
right.
And it's also, the weather is similar to how it is in India. Like, it's much more warmer.
It's interesting you say that because when we were touring University of Texas, you couldn't get a real tour. Yeah. So my daughter and I just saw a kid, Indian kid, young Indian kid, and he had a Princeton, New Jersey T-shirt on.
Yeah.
I said, oh, you're from New Jersey. And he said, we're moving to Texas.
Yeah.
And Edison, of course, is a mecca, right? Edison is an amazing Indian community, great Indian food.
Yeah.
Huge community, South Brunswick, huge community. Yeah. So now it's going to be Texas.
Yeah, I mean, Edison, I think when people came, Indian people are like that, like at least the earlier people, they probably realized Edison is cheaper to live in, but you have quick access to the city. So you could work in the city and live here. So that's probably why everyone moved to Edison. And
when I was a young kid, Edison was a typical rural white working class.
Yeah.
And now Edison is such a rich community. Indian, Asian, white, Italian, Polish.
Oh yeah.
And I still think when I think of Indian food or food from Pakistani food, it's Edison.
Yeah.
Now there's a great place in New Brunswick. I think it's Pakistani though.
Yeah. Yeah, and there's some really wonderful places, but everything now is moving to like Princeton and Monroe, and there's some really good restaurants there now.
You know what's interesting to me, and I don't want to talk politics. I never talk politics.
Yeah.
But the Indian culture that is here loves America.
Yeah.
More than the average white kid who's just been fed this, this dialogue of how bad it is.
Yeah.
And our club, when we opened, opened, it was there was no Indians.
Yeah.
And now, for me, what's exciting
Yeah.
Is you're going to do your first headline weekend with us.
I know, I'm excited.
And I think it's going to be a lot of Indian people, which is great.
I hope so,
but also, all of my customers that see you, no matter what they are, white, black, Indian, they all think you're hysterically funny.
Thank you.
And I still don't know because I can't hear you. But I'm pretty sure you're funny. So this is going to be your second headline gig?
Third.
Where was your I know your second one was Catch.
Yeah, second one was, first one was at Funny Bone, Columbus, Ohio.
How'd that go?
That went well. I sold 50.
Is there a big Indian community there?
I had a lot of friends there. I went to school there.
You mentioned that.
Yeah, so...
when you went to Ohio State, did you feel like you were getting ripped off educationally?
I was so thrilled to get into it.
You're big Ohio State, right?
Oh, yeah. The thing is, I moved here in 11th grade, so it took me a couple of years to just figure out like how to get into college.
Right.
And learn English. So my first year, I went to West Virginia University.
Where?
West Virginia.
Yeah.
WVU. Yeah. I went there my first year because it was my in-state at the time. And then my dad got a job in Ohio. And for me, in-state is cheaper. I didn't want to go out of state. So I transferred to Ohio State.
It's great.
Yeah.
It's a great school.
It's a great school, and I loved West Virginia. It was a great school.
If you could go back in time,
yeah.
would you ask your dad to get a job in Michigan?
You know, at the time, it was my dad got in his car as soon as he passed his finals.
He what?
As soon as my dad passed his exams to be a doctor, you have to get into residency, and that's it's very hard to get into it. So he got into his car and he drove all the way across the country, hitting up every university that has a program, and put in his resume, and nobody responded. Ohio State guy basically said, "Okay, I see your resume, but show me proof that you're really committed to psychiatry." That's what my dad does.
Right.
And then he went and did some research for like 6 months, and then went back to the guy saying like, "You wanted to see commitment. This is what I did for the past 6 months," and that's how he was able to get into Ohio State. So if Michigan had responded, I would have been in Michigan.
You know, Michigan's very selective, and I love the fact that at this year's Michigan Ohio State game, we were talking, and were you at the club?
I was at the club.
He was out with your brother, and he's texting me, and I think I texted you.
Yeah, we were
You're going to be disappointed.
In a way, I'm kind of glad we lost because the rivalry was getting boring.
But you didn't just lose; you got your ass.
Oh, we needed that. We needed. I mean, it's a rebuilding team, and we needed that. Now we are on fire. We're coming back for you guys.
You very well may. Listen, it's a great program. It really is. I'm very excited for Michigan.
And you almost lost your coach. I was so glad he didn't go.
Listen, I think we did. I think he's staying. It's going to be great. Go Blue, baby. And let me tell you something, too. We kid back and forth.
I know.
This is what I think, all kidding aside, about Ohio State.
Yeah.
If you cannot get into Michigan, Rutgers, Penn State, West Virginia, Northwestern, if you can't get into any of those schools, there's nothing shameful. It's the greatest rivalry.
Oh, yeah, it is the greatest
and
rivalry.
I have good friends that went there. I love the school.
And you know, the best part is, it's the second best rivalry in the entire world. And
what's the first one?
First is India-Pakistan cricket.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like...
Is that a rivalry? That seems like a bloodbath.
It literally averts war. Like a lot of times people get their satisfaction out of beating each other in cricket, that we're like, all right, we beat them in cricket, we don't have to attack them.
What do you play? What's the game? Is it cricket?
Cricket, yeah.
I don't understand cricket.
It's a great game, and the best part is like it's rich British people's game.
What?
Rich British people, like the elite.
Yeah.
You know, and they used to play in India, and all the Indian people have to go fetch the ball. Like and watch these, like it's like golf, the rich people play it. And then Indian people took it all the way down to street level, and then now we beat Britain in their own game.
I'm going to ask you, not now, to explain cricket to me, because I've watched it.
Yeah.
And since I don't know anything about the game, I watch it, I'm like, I have no idea.
Well,
it's like,
you have two bases. And
I don't think we should discuss it.
It won't take that long. I'll do it really fast.
You feel you
have
need
two
to
bases.
do this right now.
Yeah, you have two bases. You run you have two batter, and you don't get out after if you miss it 3 times like baseball. Like you don't do that. But instead, if you hit it and you get caught, just like baseball, you're out. And you try to make it and you can't make it on time, you're out. And instead of the bases, you got three sticks. So when the pitcher gets the ball and you got to put your feet on the base, instead you knock the sticks out. That's the only difference.
Oh, so maybe someday you can explain cricket to me. No, I have no fucking idea what you were talking about.
Now I have to show it to you, then you'll
All
understand.
I heard is rich English people, and you had to go get the ball. That's my fault.
No.
You would have to explain it to me with me seeing it.
Yeah, that would help.
So who are you going to work with when you do the club in March? March 16th, the night before St. Patty's Day.
Well, Ali May, if she is free, I want to ask her, because she is the one who kind of helped me with, literally like, if she did not introduce me to Josh Blue, I mean, I would have made it, but it would have taken much longer.
She's very funny.
She's very funny, and she's very kind, and I don't think I can't think of any better person to.
It's very sweet. So a couple quick things, because I know you have to go.
Yeah.
And I predict, and you're going to text me,
Yeah.
I predict you'll be Godfrey by 20 minutes.
Godfrey has been trying to be more on time these days.
He is one of the most dynamic
Oh, yeah.
and powerful performers.
Yeah.
I love Godfrey.
I met Godfrey at Stress.
Yeah, I love him.
Yeah, I met him twice. Like the first time, I got to do a 5-minute set, and he came out of his green room, and I was like, "Wow, you came out to see me?" And he was like, "No, I wanted to see what the ruckus was all about."
That's great.
And then
I think that's an interesting thing, because, because you're Indian and your perspective is different.
yeah,
It's fun, right, to watch all these different flavors. And so now in comedy, there's all these different flavors, whereas for the longest time it was white men.
well, there are more white men in this country for the longest time.
There were. Boy, do I miss those days. So let me just say this. So now, Vicky and I, we're looking at the club and we're going, okay, we have everybody.
Yeah.
Aaron McGuire is doing a date, and Eric McMahon, who's a white guy, and you. I'm so excited to see what you do. And I'm really hoping that I understand.
I will speak up this time.
Yeah, you're a soft talker.
I am. I'm very shy. That's my. I'm trying to get over that.
How old are you now?
I'm 44.
You're 44. And how many years you doing stand-up?
This will be my 8th year.
Only 8 years?
8 years, yeah.
So you were a full-fledged engineer?
I was a full-fledged engineer. I went and I got.
Are you still doing that?
I'm still doing that. That's my day job.
So what exactly are you engineering?
I'm a computer programmer. I write Python code. Python is a language, not this.
How old's your kid?
I have a 10-year-old and a 2-year-old.
So wait a minute, you're a programmer?
Yeah.
So you can write a program for me?
I'm not that good, but I can. I have to Google search for it, but
I can't promise you shit's not going to crash.
I mean, the thing is, it's a easy job for me to get, but I have to Google search for everything.
That's a whole nother level of brilliant. Coding is a whole nother level.
That's what we tell everyone, so they don't step into the job.
You what?
That's what Indian people, we tell everyone else, that coding is really hard.
Is it hard?
It's not, but we tell everyone that, so nobody else will try to come and take the job from us.
I think it's probably hard. So, and I don't know how, Vic, is Vicky over there?
She went upstairs.
I didn't even see her go upstairs. I'm pulling all the goddamn weight. She gets all the accolades. People love Vicky. They love Vishnu. I'm working my ass off. I'm trying to have a conversation with a guy. I haven't heard a single goddamn thing he said, Noah. Not one thing. I have managed to keep the conversation, I think, reasonably on track. I have no idea what he said. Zero. All I know is that Edison is Indian. South Point.
I love talking to Vinny. He's the funniest guy.
Now let me ask you. These are 5 quick questions.
Yeah.
So who are your comic heroes? Who do you love to watch?
Oh, I was a big fan of Rodney Dangerfield.
Okay.
And Jay Leno was when I moved here. Basic TV. Jay Leno. I see him every day. I'm like, I want to do that. So Jay Leno, and then of course Chris Rock, Dave Chappelle.
Who?
Chris Rock.
Chris Rock.
Dave Chappelle.
Dangerfield, Chris Rock, Chappelle.
And then Russell Peters.
Russell Peters, who I love.
Because when I saw Russell Peters, that's when I was like, okay. Like, until then, I was like, okay, there are not too many Indian people here. So what are they going to think about me if I go up and start talking like I know what the fuck is going on? And then I see him do that. I was like, oh, we could do that.
So just name one more.
So I want to say Mama Mabel. Like she's like
Mom's Mabel.
Mom's Mabel. Because like I really admire her, like being a woman, a black woman in those days, and I saw her perform, and she's so
She's dead, right?
She's dead, yeah.
So let me ask you a question. So it's Mom's Mabel,
Yeah.
Chris Rock, Dangerfield,
Yeah, Dave Chappelle, and Russell Peters.
and who?
Russell Peters.
Russell Peters. Have any of them
Yeah.
had you on their Tuesday Night Live?
No, but Russell Peters did let me open for him.
You couldn't say I was funny.
You were
You
funny.
couldn't say
didn't I just
I
say
like
that?
no fuck
I
you.
said it.
You couldn't
I said,
say
Vinesh,
you
I
know
love
what, Vinny? I like watching you. Let me tell you something. This whole thing has been a Vishnu love fest, and you couldn't toss me one.
I even before I brought up any comics, I said I love speaking to Vinny Brand because he's the funniest guy I know. That's what I said.
Because you know Mom's Mabel, because she's dead. You know, this is the last thing I'll say, and I don't think comics talking about comedy is necessarily fun.
Yeah.
But you know what I do find interesting is that somehow we became a culture that doesn't discover new, like we're all looking for what the next influencer says is funny.
Yeah.
Now, when I got in this business, I went and I sat down and I watched a guy named Ray Romano, and I didn't know his name, I didn't know him. And afterward, I went up and I got to get his card. And I saw George Wallace that way, and young Chris Rock and David Tell. And these guys were nobodies in that they weren't big names. And you went and saw them. Well, Chris Rock was already on SNL, to be fair. But today, it's, well, what's everyone watching? Let's go watch that, which is a shame.
Yeah.
And one of the things I'm trying to do hard is to bring back the notion that you should go to the club and see whoever's on that stage. Because I don't put anybody on the Stress Factory stage as a headliner unless I believe with all my heart that they can do the job. There are several Indian comics I could have called. You asked for a date, and I've been watching you forever. I mean, watching you, again, I don't know anything you're saying on stage. Not one joke. Not one. But I've been watching you, and I've been watching you kill, and I said, he's ready. I'm so excited for it.
Thank you so much.
I can't wait.
I'm so excited.
And so I'm going to get you out of here because I know you got to go.
It's okay. Maybe I'll do. I'm not. I should go there, but
it's almost 9 o'clock. We've been on for a while. And do we have good comments now? People watching and enjoying the show. I want you to go see this guy. And let me tell you something. This is what I believe with all my heart. I believe he will blow up and become very, very big. I do believe that.
Thank you so much.
I also believe that you're a very good human being.
I'm happy. I really am. Like, since I started doing comedy, I just figured out this is what I'm born for.
I think so.
And as soon as I am like, I'm content. Now I'm not. I used to have grudges and or get pissed off at people, but now I don't give a fuck. I'm like, I get to go tell jokes, and if I could make that a living, like, God gave me everything I want.
It's such a sweet thing to say. And in your bio, which is I have read so many. When I read that today, I laughed out loud.
Thank you, Annie. Thank you.
And I was jealous that I was not able to be as affirmative and self-deprecating, but yet positive. I love it.
I gotta mention my wife.
It's what?
My wife is the one.
Your wife's beautiful.
She is the one. I was 36. I was miserable, and she was like, "Dude, you gotta go and do stand-up. Like, you are funny."
You really are.
And that's when I was like, okay, like if my wife is saying that, like I really don't have anyone else I need to prove it to. Like if if I go bomb, like I can just blame it on her. I'm like, dude, like you made me do it. It's your fault.
I love you more when I talk to you because I feel that way about my wife. Like my favorite laugh in the entire world, hands down, is my wife's laugh.
Vicky is an amazing person. I mean, she's been always kind to me. Like you guys both are awesome. I love you both.
Who's amazing?
You.
No, my wife or you or your wife?
I said Vicky, your wife.
Oh, Vicky's great.
Amazing. Yeah.
Vicky, Vicky did for me what I think your wife did for you. She pulled me out of a dark spot. You weren't in a dark spot.
I was in a way.
Were you?
Oh yeah, I was miserable. I was like, I know I am meant to do something because I was not happy with what I'm doing, but I have responsibilities. I have wife and kids, and I got to make sure they have their lifestyle is not changed. And you know, I had an inkling I can do comedy, but I was just afraid to take that step. Like, I don't know, it's a big unknown. And then my wife is like, you go do it, or else you're going to.
What does she do?
She took a job. She is an IT engineer too.
A what?
She's an IT engineer too. She works for this application called Salesforce.
Bright woman.
She's very smart. Yeah, she's
very smart.
She's smarter than me. At least that's what she tells me every day.
She tells you every day?
Oh yeah, she tells me every single day. She's like, and I don't even question her. I'm like, I get to go do comedy. So
see, my wife's smarter than me, but she says she's not, which I think is her way of making sure that I know she is, because she knows I'm too stupid to handle the fact that she's smarter than me. I've met your wife. What a doll. A beautiful woman. And it's great to have someone in your life that says, go do this.
Yeah.
Right? Vicky did that. Go do this.
Yeah.
And it's such a great thing. My favorite part of your credits, of what you wrote about yourself, I'm going to find it. It is I'm telling you, I've read everybody's thing. I'm so jealous. But here's my favorite part. Vishnu wants everyone to be happy and laughing all the time. That's it.
That's it. Like
that's it.
Like we chase after like so many other shit. Like, but eventually, even everything you buy, everything you do is to be happy. And if you're happy, then
it's everything. It's everything. And you make me happy. And I'm gonna end the podcast. I love you.
Thank you, Vinny. I love you too.
I know you do, and it feels good. I feel it, which makes me feel great.
Thank you.
And March 16th, Vishnu will be headlining his first headlining gig at the Stress Factory.
At the world famous Stress Factory.
That's so nice. And I don't care who you are, white, Italian, Indian, black, young, old, whatever you are. This dude is funny, and I want you to come see him. And I want you to come back. Would you come back another time?
I would love to come back.
Do you? Okay. Two things. This is a cool man cave, right?
Yeah, and I hope next time I will do a better job, because this time I was all over the place.
You did a great job. But wait, I want you to compliment. Let me explain why.
Oh, this is a great man cave.
No, let me explain why.
Yeah.
Okay. I love Vicky.
Yeah.
But I don't have any space in my home.
Yeah. Every
I took this over.
Every man's problem.
It's every man's problem. And I took this over, and I'm like, I think I did a good job manning this up.
I have no say in anything we buy at the house.
Isn't it brutal?
It is brutal. Even my man cave, I have to get approvals.
Wait till you see. Next week on the show, I'm going to show you what's getting added to the man cave. Vicky doesn't know. I'm adding it. I don't think she's going to be happy. I don't give a shit. A man cave needs it. This is Vishnu Vacca. I'm Vinny Brand. Vicky is upstairs putting a baby to bed. A baby at 9 years old. And I love you. Thank you for coming out.
Thank you, Vinny. Thank you.
So follow Vishnu Vacca. What's your social?
Social.
No,
comic_Vish.
Comic Vish.
Yeah, Vish.
Comic Vish.
VISH with a V.
Follow Vinny_Brand. Get to the YouTube page. I love you guys. It's a long podcast. I'm going to get out of here. I love all of you. I'll see you all again soon. Good night.
For a second, I almost said my social security number.
You almost said what?
My social security number.
I would love to hear. Vishnu's social security number is 1772. All right, guys. We love you. We'll see you soon. Let's get out of here.
Thank you so much, Vinny.
Did we lose the broadcast at any point? No. Oh, that's awesome, because it says for some reason I'm still talking.